Welcome. Welcome to Real TV. Today's date is Thursday, November 22nd, 2018. An American holiday called Thanksgiving. Today's show is called Detox. And not on the mainstream news here. There is a turkey recall over salmonella that has grown to 147,000 pounds. There's a store list, but right after these short messages, we're going to talk about a few things that's not on the mainstream news, and we're going to talk about today's show really quickly called Detox. We got a new one here. This song is called Static. It's definitely different from the other melodies that you've listened to on Real TV, but it's something that has definitely come from the heart. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did creating it. It's a freestyle, and it's called Static. We'll be right back after this short break. Real TV. Sometimes you just have to explain the way you feel. You just have to I'm not a rebel. Hell no, I don't worship no devils. Please don't make me be wrathful. All vengeance to the Most High. I know inside you feel empty. Just pray and the Most High is with me. It's what you need to say to yourself to be productive. Don't try to go and measure the sin because it's a lot of pleasure. The rainstorm is raining. Why now? Abundance flowing to me right now. Don't be madly and don't be deceived. Don't eat the fruit like Eve. Don't try to be ashamed. This life is not a game. I'm about to go on a rampage. I need the Most High to save. Oh, right now, this is a rage. I know the sound is heavy. This is not heavy metal. The Heavenly Father is mine. All mine, He's in my life. Don't try to ask me why. Are you not a part of the flock? You are like a boat on a dock. God is the opposite of dogs. Fifth Avenue is where they shop. Distribution, old-fashioned, the gorgeous. Yes, these words are really gorgeous. If you understand it, you can afford it. Harmonious birds punish rats quickly, good. Stalking the stair, don't bump your toe in the ocean. Why are you people still voting for the wrong person? That's not God. I'm your host, Michael Isreal. Again, welcome to Real TV. That song was called Static. And today's show is called Detox. So, again, there's a list of stores that you may want to stay away from if you haven't gotten any turkey. And if you've eaten that big bird, I hope that you prayed over that meal and that you're coming along okay. Just to name a few, you have stores like Walmart, Kroger, Publix, Safeway, to name a few who have salmonella contaminated turkeys. Do we think this is a coincidence? I hope not. Because we know that they want to decrease the population. And what a perfect way to have the populace eat a turkey that is filled with salmonella. Also, did y'all hear about the romaine lettuce that also has E. coli? So not only do you want to stay away from turkey right now, but you also want to stay away from romaine lettuce. Not on the mainstream news, you may have caught this if you watched the Thanksgiving Day parade. I didn't, and I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. I actually, I didn't have any cranberry sauce, no gravy, mashed potatoes, nothing like that. Didn't want anything to do with it. But if you watch the Macy's Day Parade, you will know that a same-sex kiss was a historic moment that they had during the Macy's Day Parade between a same-sex couple. They had two lesbian women who actually gave each other a live broadcasted kiss during a performance of a Broadway musical called The Prom. So again, to get the world to accept it a little bit easier, it's a little ironic how they have two women who actually kiss in public, which is a little bit easier of a hit to take versus two men kissing on TV, But is it anything new? There's nothing really new under the sun. Britney Spears and Madonna, they had a kiss on stage. There's even a song that talks about how they kissed a girl and they liked it. But moving right along, if you need a bite to eat because you're worried and getting over the fact that maybe this is your first year celebrating or not celebrating Thanksgiving rather, and you're still trying to get over the hunger pains and you're leaning a little bit to the left, just know that not on the mainstream news, KFC is giving away free French fries on Black Friday, and you don't have to buy a single thing. So there you go. Man, isn't that funny how Black Friday is, still Black Friday? There's exclusive deals and discounts and rebates, but a lot of people don't know the history behind Black Friday. What is it? Why it started? How it started? All people care about is that current moment of something. No research, no history is done. Knowing that Black Friday was a discount on the slave. Slaves were like 50% off. The slaves that were dysfunctional or had any physical or mental elements due to the fact that they had a son breed with his mother and the mother begat another baby from their son, and that baby came out retarded or mentally ill, all those types of babies, or grown-up slaves, if you will, who had dysfunctions, were sold at an all-time low rate. But not to get too deep into it, we're going with also not on the mainstream news, is that the bankruptcy of America Empire is coming to an end. The chickens are coming home to roost, and it's not a question of will it happen, but when will it happen. Herbert Stein was the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors under presidents of Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford, and is the father of more well-known Ben Stein. In 1976, he propounded what he called the Stein's Law. If something cannot go on forever, it will stop, end quote. Stein was referring to an economic trend, but the same law applies just as much to foreign policy and the concept of empire. In essence, the American empire is internally flawed, a fact that anti-imperialists, both left and right, should appreciate. The United States national debt is approaching $22 trillion, with the current federal budget deficit of over $800 billion. The United States holds the most debt of any country in the history of the world. I'm not sure if you're hearing me on this, but the United States holds the most debt of any country in history of the entire world. The United States market will collapse. We see that there is also a collapse in Bitcoin currency. So if you had those coins a few months ago, you're a millionaire if you cashed in. But even cryptocurrency is coming to an all-time low. The mark of the beast will be implemented. It will be implemented into a cashless society. It won't be Bitcoin. It will definitely be a chip, probably named the Emerald, once the United States, Mexico, and Canada come together as one country called the American Union. But before we go off too deep onto that subject, let's go on with not on the mainstream news. We have another article here. India struggles to recover from American killed by tribe. There's an island called the Andaman and Nicobar Islands of India. You have a Christian missionary named John Chow. He's 27 years old. He is an American tourist killed by arrows that were shot from an indigenous tribe from a restricted island that is between India and Thailand and Malaysia. So you have it here. The Indian authorities said that on Thursday that it may take some days to recover the body of an American killed in a hail of arrows shot by a tribe untouched by modern civilization. So you have it where this missionary wanted to go to this island that was off the grid, and there were 7 Indians who took him on a rowboat, who have now been arrested for taking him to this island. And by Indian law, no civilian can be within 5 kilometers of this island. All right. So this just goes to say that everyone can't be saved, and you have to be as harmless as doves and wise as serpents. Meaning that if you have an indigenous island who hasn't seen any modern technology or any crumb of civilization from the modern society, and you as a believer think that you can go to this island who doesn't speak English, who doesn't speak Spanish, who doesn't speak any language that you can understand. They have their own language. They're barefooting. And you want to go over there somehow and persuade them about the truth. Got to be a little bit more wiser. Got to be a little bit more wiser. Let's see here. I know you all may have heard about Takashi. I guess his name is Takashi 69. He is reportedly facing life in prison after criminal charges that was filed against him on federal court. He has a minimum of 32 years in prison for committing racketeering, discharging a firearm while committing a crime of violence in aid of racketeering, assault with a dangerous weapon, carrying a firearm, and committing a crime in aid of racketeering, end quote. So all this stuff happened so quickly. Whoever this guy is, I only know that one song that he's in with Kanye West, um, where they look like huge Lego pieces. But it just goes to say that when you say certain things in the public's eye against the Masonic order or people who are in the Masonic order in the public's eye, and you're not a Mason yourself, then you have some repercussions to deal with. I'm not sure if y'all remember, just recently, a few months ago, this guy Tekashi 69 was on a show called Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon. And he said some words to Ludacris. And on this show, Tekashi said something along the lines of how Ludacris can't rap or something like that. How he's an old rapper, right? And on the show, Ludacris said, "Okay, Tekashi, you know, we'll see how long your career lasts," right? The very next day or that same night, Tekashi went online and he had some words with Ludacris on his Instagram or Twitter, right? I think it was his Twitter. And he said something along the lines how Ludacris is an old, lame rapper. His music is dead now. His career is dead. And how he's on a lame show called Fear Factor. Like how how did he stop rapping in the game to being on a show called Fear Factor as a lame host or something like that, right? So attacking Ludacris, who Ludacris is a part of the Brotherhood. He's a part of the Brotherhood of the Masonic Order. Which degree, I'm not sure. He could be a 33-degree Mason. But he is a part of the Brotherhood. And the Brotherhood, they protect their own. Since Tekashi said these words, immediately, I want to say no less than 2 weeks, under a month later, they hit him up with a charge that he was with a minor. That they had him in a video. They caught him in a video like years ago when he was like 19. And I guess the girl was like 14 or something. And she was like twerking him up or something. He was like grabbing on her booty and all this stuff. So they call him a child rapist. And then they hit him with these charges. And then before they hit him with the charges, he was on set with 50 Cent doing a video, I guess, called Get the Strap or something like that. And they had somebody shot up the set. That was just like a little warning, like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, you about to get caught up. So if he gets 32 years to life, who knows for sure? There isn't a trial yet, but he is in prison. And the minimum sentence for all these charges are 32 years, which is another symbolic number for the elite, 32 and 23. Also 322, Skull and Bones. But not to get too far on that, let's go to the next slide to lighten things up a bit, because there's a lot of crazy news out there, right? Well, not on the mainstream news. You probably have gotten this information before me. I don't have a TV to stay hip with all the commercials. But not on the mainstream news. Rice Krispies has a new flavor of Rice Krispies. That is a game changer. They have strawberry Rice Krispies out now, right? Strawberry Rice Krispies. Also, Frosted Flakes has banana cream Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes also has a new flavor called Honey Nut Roasted Frosted Flakes. So there you go, to lighten things up a little bit. Let's see here. There's another list of some foods that have been recently recalled due to E. coli and salmonella concerns. As we already know, we have romaine lettuce on the list. Also, you may not know, but beef. The USDA has recalled nearly 100,000 pounds of beef as it may be contaminated with traces of E. coli that were shipped to locations in California, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, and Washington. This is a small list of states, but who knows if those states deliver to other states, or if they are not given the full list. Who knows what else is on the list? Also, we know that ground turkey, almost 100,000 pounds of raw turkey products, has an ongoing salmonella outbreak. And wow, what do you know? They give you all this information right before Thanksgiving and on the day of, right? Which is crazy. Also, Duncan Hines, the cake mix. Hopefully, you didn't make any Duncan Hines cake mix tonight, or that you haven't eaten any recently. But there has been a recall on Duncan Hines cake mix, the one that's in the red box. The classic white, classic yellow, butter golden, and confetti cake mix have all been recalled by Duncan Hines. So be careful with the cake mix. You have that small list there. Also, not on the mainstream news, which this one is on the mainstream news rather, but we know that there's a decline and fall of the Zuckerberg empire, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. He is declining to, or rather not declining, but refusing to step down as the chairman of Facebook due to security allegations filed against him of data breaches and things of the such. Even if he was to step down, realize this, that Instagram and Facebook is just an acronym for the FBI. Facebook, Instagram, FBI. Whether he steps down or not, there still will be security and high level of intelligence that will go through all your information and will still spy on you. Let's finish it up with this. Guys, we got to leave this guy alone. Not on the mainstream news, the guy with the neck gets arrested and is back in jail just a week after his mugshot went viral. And they are continuing to roast him online on the internet. There's a guy that has an oversized neck. And he is just, they're just going in on him. Just leave the man alone. Just leave the man alone, alright? Alright, so let's get to the show. Today's show is called Detox. And I want to talk about it because this season is more than working out. It's more than losing weight. First of all, you have people catching a hissy fit because they can't get a piece of turkey on Thanksgiving, because they came to know this truth and they're having a hard time dealing with not celebrating Turkey Day. It's one thing to spend time with your family, which is fine. You can spend time with your family on any day of the week, whether it's a pagan holiday or not. You can call your family, that's fine. But if you're upset because you can't get a piece of turkey or you can't get a piece of ham, that's crazy. That's crazy. I thought the reason that you wanted to not celebrate Thanksgiving is because you came into the truth. So don't catch a little temper tantrum because you're in this change. Now, if you don't want to change for the Most High, then that's up for you. But for those who have been involved with Turkey Day, or those who are coming to the truth and they want to rid this pagan holiday or this evil holiday out of their lives, then you have to change. You have to detox. I'm not just talking about a cleanse of eating just good foods and good things. I'm talking about going on a detox of the type of things that are in your life. Like, what type of music are you listening to? What type of books are you reading? What type of people are you around? Where are you working at? You know what I mean? Are you a stripper? Are you a security guard at a nightclub? Like, if you are any of those things, I'm just giving quick examples, then you have to do a lifestyle change. You know what I mean? Maybe instead of being a stripper, you could work at Macy's and be a uh, fashion designer for the store. Like you pick out, you could do the online ordering for all the clothes at the retail shops. You know what I mean? Or maybe instead of stripping, you can work at Victoria's Secret. Now I'm just giving a quick example, just off the top. We all know that Queen Victoria was a transgender. I'm not saying exactly, necessarily work at Victoria's Secret, but you could work at a lingerie store. There's nothing wrong with that. Marriage couples like, nice things. I'm sure, nice lingerie for the bedroom or their anniversary. We all need undergarments, so there's nothing wrong with working at a place like that if you're a stripper, right? Um, Instead of being a security guard at a nightclub, maybe you can be a personal trainer for those who want better health and fitness. But when it comes to detox, we're not just talking about doing away with meat for a certain time, doing away with sugar and getting cigarettes and types of drugs out of your life. It's a whole cluster of overall negativity. The negative people that are around you who are acting weird, acting strange, get them out of your life. Get them from around you. I'm not saying that we don't have to deal with them, but to deal with them on a daily basis, you have to just do some cleansing. You know what I mean? You have to do some detoxification. And anybody can benefit from a cleansing. All right? So, again, it's more than juicing, it's more than drinking smoothies. It's about the bare necessities in life. Sometimes we focus too much on the physical and we don't focus on the overall detoxification. There's a spiritual element to it also that we have to worry about. You know what I mean? How are we saying things? Are we using profanity? Are we dressing a certain way? Are we, waking up too late or going to bed too late, staying up? I don't know, you know what I mean? There's a cluster of different things, but it's not that hard to understand. Don't wait till January 1st to start this. You can do it now. You can start right now. You have celebrities who are detoxing in their life, not just because they have money to have a chef that can make them the best meals, that can make the best dishes to help with their optimum level of health. You have celebrities who have sold their souls and who are detoxing family members and loved ones out of their life in a negative way. They're giving blood sacrifices for dollars and fame. You know what they say, you can't get nothing for free, and it seems as if this is just true for all the famous celebrities of Hollywood. All of them. And there's a dirty little secret that is going in Hollywood and not a lot of people know about it. We know recently that Kim Porter died. And it took me day and night to put that archive together for you all for review. It's not on YouTube, it was blocked worldwide 5 separate times. I have taken out audio, I've taken out certain videos, I modulated to sound a different way, to make it sound a little bit slower, make it sound a little bit more like a Chip and Dale. And there's nothing from iHeartRadio on the video, which is crazy. There's nothing from iHeartRadio. The video has so much truth, they blocked it immediately. Immediately. But it's all good though. Just know that even when you're late in life, in the world of stardom, you still have continual rituals that you have to do. And a ritual is just that. A ritual is something that you do on a consistent basis. These celebrities have rituals on a consistent basis. Satan doesn't just want to sacrifice once in their career. is something that happens on a consistent basis. And if you don't do it, you don't get what you want from Satan. There's a full list of different celebrities that we can go through, but for the sake of time, we just can't name them all. But we know that recently, Diddy sacrificed Kim Porter. How do we know this? It's, again, because rituals are just that. It's something that has to be done on a consistent basis. He went through the thing with Big and Pac. He's done homosexuality, and he's due for another ritual. Some could say that it's his son Quincy. Some could say that it's his son King Combs. Go by the name King Combs. They're still young in the game right now. Not saying that they're not due for one, but they could be due to sacrifice Diddy. But Diddy has this video that he collabed with Nas called Nasir. And in this short clip, you can see it on his Instagram, or you can see it on, I want to say it's NasirJones.com, or Nas is, if you type, you'll find it if you find it, if you look for it. But in this video, it's really deep. It's talking about how black people are kings and queens, and how we're hated by other races. We're hated by the white race, and they don't like us for A, B, C, and D. In this short clip, this is a deep clip. Not only that, but he just came out with a new flavor of Ciroc. Again, I don't want to get too deep on it, but just to back it up, a lot of celebrities have to go through these continual sacrifices. Whether you believe it or not, it is true. So we know that Jennifer Hudson, she not only sacrificed her mom, but her brother. And then a few days after that, her nephew was sacrificed. Bill Cosby sacrificed his son. Bill Cosby had the opportunity to go on tour, but since he wouldn't come to the how can I say? He wouldn't sacrifice his wife Camille. He was put on the spot with all these allegations. He refused to sacrifice his wife to go on tour. He knew what the deal was, but he didn't do it. So that's why he's in prison now. And they threw up all these allegations on him. Even though he's a part of the brotherhood, but if you don't do what they say, then, hey, that's how Satan plays the game. You can even play the game and he'll still kill you. Jim Carrey sacrificed his girlfriend. John Travolta sacrificed his son. And this is all recent. We know that Caitlyn Jenner, after winning all this Olympic stuff, after having his daughter make all these videos, these sexual explicit videos, after doing all these surgeries to his body, Caitlyn Jenner not only is a transgender, which was a huge homosexual sacrifice, but he killed somebody in a car crash. He killed a bystander. That was another ritual. And why is it that Suge Knight is in prison for an alleged murder of running over somebody, but Caitlyn Jenner is still free for the same exact thing? Is it a race war? In a sense, yes. But here's the thing with Suge. Suge started to air stuff out on the low. He started to air out how Eazy-E got shot up with a needle on the low. They got technology where all they have a little pin-sized needle that's filled with AIDS, HIV. And in a large crowd, somebody bump into you, they hit you with the needle, and then now you got HIV, AIDS, or whatever it is they want to give to you. And that's how Eazy-E got hit up with the HIV. And Suge went in on that, and he kind of spilt the secrets a little bit. He kind of spilt the secrets about Big and Pac a little bit. He also, not only that, but he also took a bullet for Chris Brown at a concert. They were actually trying to kill Chris Brown during one of the concerts, and they tried to blame it on a blood gang robbery with the Crips, saying how Chris Brown was claiming to be a blood, and how some people showed up at the concert and tried to off him. There was this big thing about that. Suge Knight literally jumped in front of the bullet. Cat Williams talked about that. But yeah, Chris Brown was due because he went on a tangent online. He went on a tangent online about how he sold his soul to the devil, and he made songs about it, and he got tired of this life, this celebrity life. So they hit him up with the girl at his crib stealing his jewelry and all this stuff, and she tried to file rape and all this charge. But anyways, not to go off too deep, there's a list of people who are detoxing people out of their lives. See, there's a good way to detox and there's a wrong way to detox. You got Kanye West sacrificed his mom. Lil Wayne detoxed his father and his producer named Static Major. Static Major made this beat called Lollipop. Look like a lollipop. That song, Lil Wayne sacrificed him. Not only did they do that sacrifice, you got Lil Wayne kissing Bird on camera. You know, so whether you go the gay route or whether you go the sacrificial route, Satan requires more of you and more of you over time. Jay-Z sacrificed his nephew. Damon Dash sacrificed Aaliyah. James Prince sacrificed Pimp C. T.I. sacrificed his cousin, Indala. You got Meek Mill sacrificed Lil Snoop. Suge Knight sacrificed Pac. But then again, Diddy sacrificed Biggie Smalls. And Diddy was also affiliated with the sacrifice of Pac. He placed a hit on him. Ludacris sacrificed a rapper named Camouflage. Lady Gaga sacrificed Lena Moringa. Nicki Minaj sacrificed her cousin. Soulja Boy sacrificed his brother. Eminem sacrificed Proof. 50 Cent sacrificed Jam Master Jay. Dr. Dre sacrificed his son, and he sacrificed Nate Dogg. First he sacrificed Nate Dogg, then a couple of years later he sacrificed his son. You got Mike Tyson sacrificed his son. Alicia Keys sacrificed her friend, right? You got Obama. He sacrificed his grandmother right before the presidency. Not only did he sacrifice his grandmother, but there was over 250 different black people that died in the span of his presidency. And you can say that he sacrificed every last one of them because he let it happen. The only thing that he said was that Trayvon Martin could be his son. You got Heidi Montag sacrificed Dr. Ryan. Anna Nicole Smith sacrificed her son. Mary-Kate Olsen sacrificed Heath Ledger. Jennifer Hudson, we already know about that. There's a whole list. Queen Latifah sacrificed her brother. Not only that, I want to just say recently her mom died. Venus and Serena sacrificed their sister. The whole Michael Jackson family sacrificed Michael Jackson. Louis Farrakhan sacrificed Malcolm X. Jesse Jackson sacrificed Martin Luther King. Prince sacrificed his mama. Jamie Foxx sacrificed his grandma. The list goes on. You got celebrity chefs. You got people on HGTV that we can go into right now. But for the sake of time, we're not going to talk about all the people they detoxed out of their lives. It's too many. It's too much. But whatever you do, if you plan to pig out and to have a big meal, and then you plan to work out, stick to your goal. Work out. Change your diet. Change the people that are in your life. Get the negativity out of your life. And, just detox overall. Detox not only for your physical health, but detox for your spiritual health. Listen to good podcasts. Listen to good music. And that's that. I want to make this a quick show because it's not that hard to understand what detox is all about. Just set a goal, stick to it, and you don't have to start on the beginning of the week. It doesn't have to be on a Monday. It doesn't have to be on the first day of the week. You can start tonight. Do it tonight. Most importantly, Detox. By the way, y'all notice that there's a lot of people that are detoxing gluten out of their life. Have you ever just like wondered like why? Like why now? Why are people stop eating gluten? What is gluten? Some people can't eat gluten because of celiac disease. There's a lot of foods that have gluten in it, and people just can't touch it, like brewer's yeast and wheat and rye and barley, things like that. Anything that has like malt, like malt shakes, milk shakes, malt extract, malt syrup, probably malt liquor, malt vinegar, right? But we have to, as men and women of the Most High Heavenly Father, we are the wheat of the world. And just as the parable of the wheat and the tares, we have to detox the tares out of our life. When you look up tares and wheat, they look exactly alike. Tares is like the peanut shell for peanuts. It's like tares are like the shell of tares and tares of wheat, if that makes any sense. It's like the peanut shells for peanuts, if that makes any sense. And it just makes you wonder why some people are not eating wheat. Why people aren't eating wheat? Are they not only physically trying to get the wheat out of their life, but are they trying to separate themselves from the symbolic wheat, the symbolic followers of the Most High, because they're a tare? I don't know. That's a little, probably a little out there. But yeah, Isreal TV. I am your host, Michael Isreal, and I hope that you enjoyed tonight's show on this soon-to-be Black Friday. I hope that you know what Thanksgiving is all about. I hope that you know what Black Friday is all about. The research can be done. The information is out there. Seek and you shall find. There's another paganistic holiday coming up called Christmas, and it is nowhere in the Bible. December 25th cannot be found. So do your research and know what you're celebrating. Know why you're putting up a tree. If you're going to put up a tree, you should at least know why you're putting it up, right? You should at least know when the tradition took place and why you're doing it. You should know these things. And you should be fed up. There should be a lot of people fed up with it because they tired of it. Again, this song is called Static. Enjoy. Have a great night. Be safe out there. Real TV. Sometimes you just have to explain the way you feel. You just have to I'm not a rebel. Hell no, I don't worship no devils. Please don't make me be wrathful. All vengeance to the Most High. I know inside you feel empty. Just pray and the Most High is with me. It's what you need to say to yourself to be productive. Don't try to go and measure the sin because it's a lot of pleasure. The rainstorm is raining. Why now? Abundance flowing to me right now. Don't be madly and don't be deceived. Don't eat the fruit like Eve. Don't try to be ashamed. This life is not a game. I'm about to go on a rampage. I need the Most High to save. Oh, right now, this is a rage. I know the sound is heavy. This is not heavy metal. The Heavenly Father is mine. all mine, he's in my life. Don't try to ask me why. Are you not a part of the flock? You are like a boat on a dock. God is the opposite of dogs. Fifth Avenue is where they shop. Distribution, old-fashioned, the gorgeous. Yes, these words are really gorgeous. If you understand it, you can afford it. Harmonious birds punish rats quickly, good. Stalking the stair, don't bump your toe in the ocean. Why are you people still voting for the wrong person? That's not God. Ah! Ah!